City Skylines is the perfect tool to create the weird, wacky and wonderful. It is often used to create the city of your dreams, the city of your nightmares, or just somewhere you'd like to live. However, some creators go above and beyond to recreate a real-life city within the boundaries of the game. Here are 10 of the most impressive and most lifelike real-life creations. A heads up to listen through to the end of the episode, as this episode will feature some guest appearances from creators. Would you like to win yourself a City Skylines DLC? I am giving away 3 codes to 3 winners for any DLC of your choosing. To enter, simply head on over to bit.ly/tmcitiesdlc and follow the instructions. Or click the link in the description. Infrastructurist is known for his insane attention to detail and his ability to recreate real-life recreations. Project Japan feels so incredibly authentic due to its attention to detail, its aesthetic, and the clear research on Japanese architecture and city design that has gone into the project. Next we go off to Scotland for Razorkill Ben's faithful recreation of Aberdeen. What you can see here is the district of Kincorth. The northern city is a simple but solid recreation of the lush green hills of Scotland. It's beautiful, it's complex, it's Scotland. to Asia next for a city that many may not have heard of, but Gilbert Plays had decided to tackle anyway. Putrajaya is a built-up isolated city that blends modern architecture styles with the old world.
Hello guys, and I'm Pug Gaming, and welcome to my project, Project Monaco. Project Monaco is exactly as it sounds. It's a one-to-one recreation of the whole of Monaco. Now, there was a number of reasons why I wanted to start a project of this magnitude. One of them being there hadn't really been many people working on a Mediterranean-based creation back then, and I really wanted to tackle something with a lot of difficult terrain. Not only that, but I really would love the idea of creating a whole country on City Skylines. I thought that was a really cool thing to be able to do, and with Monaco you practically can. The series itself is still ongoing. It's a long way as you watch this video to completion, but my favourite part so far has got to be the Monaco Square. Working with a number of asset creators, in particular Mac Welshman for this area, we were able to work and create a lot of Mediterranean buildings, perfect for Monaco but also for everyone else working on a Mediterranean type European build. Personally, building recreations is one of the hardest things to do on City Skylines. You've got to really be precise and hope that the right assets are available, or you have asset creators who are able to build for you. But having said that, don't let that put you off. It is still super fun to do, and at the end, when you look back on what you've built, it really does give you that buzz.
I've seen countless New Yorks, Los Angeles, Tokyos and Hong Kongs on my time researching these lists, but Skystorm's London is the only London I've come across, which is odd, considering it is arguably the most famous city in the world. Skystorm's loving recreation is insanely detailed and accurate, right down to their almost perfect recreation of each of the city's many underground railway lines. Our second Stockholm of the list, and arguably the more impressive of the two. Being one of the cities on the list that I visited, I'm absolutely floored by the level of polish and detail Mino has put into this build. Mino took part in a build run by developer Paradox Interactive, in which they hoped to use the game to further develop the Stockholm skyline, to explore possible methods for this district to become sustainable and versatile enough to support the needs of its residents. Little France is clearly a labour of love. The build is Skip's attempt to put a traditional French city into City Skylines. You can clearly feel French architecture when you explore the city. The white walls of the mid-sized housing, the squared palaces and the muted browns. Little France is one of the stronger real-life creations that I've come across.
my Cork recreation has been a huge project which I worked on for over 2 years. The idea behind it was something which I think many City Skylines players fantasize about. It's building the city where you live and see how far you can go and how good or how accurate you can get it to look. While I was building it, it was loads of fun walking around the city in real life and taking like mental notes for my build later at home. There are some details that are easy to miss unless you're familiar with the city. For example, there's an old yellow school bus that it's always parked outside the church by the quays in the city center, and it's a bus where homeless people can go and get a tea or a hot coffee, and things like these are actually also in the recreation. The build was challenging in many ways, but I'd say the toughest parts were getting the river and the quays right and dealing with the terrain elevation. Cork is a pretty hilly city, and the map I was using was not entirely accurate, so there was a lot of manual work to get the hills looking right. But at the end, the build, there was also the problem that the build was so massive that it was taking ages to load, and the performance was so bad that it became on itself a huge challenge to continue with it. But well, I got as far as I could. And I hope you enjoy what you see. Thank you.
If you have a project that hasn't been included on this list or any of the previous episodes, then please do comment down below or drop me an email, and your suggestion might make it in next time. This series will return in 2 weeks with an episode on cities with spectacularly made beaches. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, then please visit bit.ly/tmytpatreon. bit.ly/tmytpatreon. Thanks, bye.